Well, everybody, it's Friday, so you know what that means.
Oh, it's Mandalorian Day! It's Mandalorian Day!
Yes, that's right. It's in fact Mandalorian Day.
Yee!
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Once again, as always, if you're finding me for the very first time, guys, please do me a massive favor, guys. Hit that like button. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And also, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, smack that subscribe button. Smack it like you own it, guys. Just smack that subscribe button. So, Episode 4, Mandalorian, directed by Bryce Dallas Howard. If you guys don't know, she's the daughter of Ron Howard, who directed that Solo movie that nobody cared about. But that's okay, because Ron Howard's a great director. He directed a lot of shit I do care about. Just Solo, just... But I digress. Mandalorian Day. AKA another adventure with Baby Yoda. So this episode wasn't really anything that special. Let me just kind of get that out of the way. But before I jump the gun, like I did with episode 2, when I said episode 2 was just filler, it was a waste of time, it wasn't really important, and then I went back and rewatched it like 5 more times, and it's actually one of my favorite episodes. Maybe even my favorite episode so far this season. So before I jump the gun and go like, well, this episode wasn't important whatsoever, I beg to differ. Because a lot of stuff did happen in this episode. One, we kind of feel like the Mandalorian kind of wanted to settle down, but he couldn't make himself settle down. He kind of wanted to leave Baby Yoda there, but then he realized Baby Yoda wasn't safe. We got introduced to Cara Dune, who is played by Gina Carano. The jury's still out on her. We know that she's not the best of actresses. I do think she did a pretty solid job. There was 1 or 2 lines that I kind of like. The delivery on that wasn't that great, but I'm going to guess she's just going to get better later on in the show as it progresses. Usually that's the way things go, so I'm going to let that slide by. But the most important thing, and I don't know if everybody caught this. I hope everybody caught this. I hope everybody had their ear to the ground and they were listening, because we got more backstory on Mando. And we find out officially that his family were killed and the Mandalorians took him in. Meaning, ladies and gentlemen, he was not born a Mandalorian. He was not born on Mandalore. That his parents were in fact killed during the Clone Wars, and he was taken in by the Mandalorians, and that's why he is a foundling. So now we have, concrete information on this. It's set in stone at this point. We know for sure that he was not born a Mandalorian, and he was not born on Mandalore. This has been officially confirmed. A lot of us automatically assumed that this was where it was going. If you know anything about the Mandalorian lore from Clone Wars and Rebels, you kind of see where they were piecing this together. Now we just got concrete information, and this kind of opens the floodgates to all kinds of things, because we know that Jango Fett and Boba Fett were not officially Mandalorians, but could they still be classified now, years later, even though George Lucas didn't want this to happen? Could they be kind of retconning this to make it to where Jango Fett was in fact still a Mandalorian? He was just brought in by the culture. I don't know if that's where they're leading into this, but now we have concrete information that, yes, he is not a pure-blood Mandalorian, but he was taken in by the Mandalorians after his family was slaughtered in the Clone Wars. So I think that alone makes this episode pretty important, because that's important information. And we get more important information on his helmet. The fact that he hasn't taken his helmet off in public since he was a child, since the Mandalorians found him and they put the helmet on him. And we got really close to where we thought he was going to take the helmet off. And another little information that I thought was really important was he said that once he takes it off, he can't put it back on. And I don't get that. I don't. Dave Filoni, you got some explaining to do, because unless I'm mistaken, I believe I seen, Sabine take her helmet on and off, Bo-Katan take her helmet on and off, Jango took his helmet on and off, and up until this point, we know that Jango is not a Mandalorian, but this kind of makes it to where he possibly could be Mandalorian. But we do know that Bo-Katan and Sabine Wren are both Mandalorians, full-blooded Mandalorians, and they take that helmet on and off whenever they feel like taking it on and off. So I have no idea what he was talking about. What does that mean? Does that mean, oh, when we take his helmet off in the season finale, you're just going to see Pedro Pascal the entire time from that point forward because it's Pedro Pascal and we have a contract. I mean, maybe that's possible. I mean, you didn't think they were going to hide Pedro Pascal behind a helmet for this entire series, do you? Come on, that's not how Hollywood works, people. But yeah, I just thought that little bit of information was kind of relevant in this episode. So if anybody does say, well, this episode is all filler, not really, because there is some important little nuggets, if you would, explaining a little bit of more detail, a little bit more of the lore, and I think a lot of people are going to be asking about that. Like, what the hell you mean once you take it off, you can't put it back on? Like, we know that's not true. Like, we literally know that's not true unless some shit really went down during the Mandalorian purge and you guys just came up with a whole new way of life and that's why you guys say this is the way now. I mean, it's possible. But that's going to be a question I have no doubt Dave Filoni is going to explain more when he directs the next upcoming episode. I know he has another episode coming out this season. I don't remember. I believe it's episode 6 is going to be his next episode, which I'm extremely looking forward to. But overall, I thought this episode was solid. It feels like a little Star Trek episode, let's be honest. It feels like, well, this character is trying to hide out here, and he finds out this village is being raided by this other alien life form species. He helps that village fend off against these aliens. Then they had to fight the ATSC. That was awesome. I like that. I love the ATSC thing. That was cool as shit. And I liked the way it moved, and it looked like it was still being used, like stop animation to film it, but it was, and it was just, oh, it was awesome if you're into that whole geek culture, Return of the Jedi, you like the walkers and all that stuff. I just thought that was amazing. But overall, felt like a Star Trek episode, not necessarily a bad thing. We got Mando kicking ass. We got a new character and Cara Dune, can't wait to see what she does later on, and we got to see more Baby Yoda, and for the love of God, Disney, where's our Baby Yoda merch, huh? I need my Baby Yoda plushie this arm when I'm doing these reviews, god damn it! Well, anyway, guys, that's all I have for this review. Overall, like the episode. My favorite episode of the season? No, but not all the episodes have to be my favorite episodes of the season. That's the best part of a TV series, guys, because even if you're a little let down, not saying I am, there's always next week. So, guys, I want to know what you guys think. Be sure to leave your comments in the comment box below. Until next time, as always, I'm Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.